Today's project is a fun 3D card created with poppy stamps dies. I have started by die cutting cottage platform and cottage side gates. That will make a base for a card that I will be attaching all the other elements to. Now I am going to emboss the platform with a brick embossing folder. To do this, I have to align the edge of the folder with the debossed line on a platform. This way the fence will be unembossed. I'm securing the platform with 2 pieces of tape, and then I'm inking up the folder, one side of it, and then I'm running it through the die cutting machine. To expand the pattern, I'm positioning the platform inside the folder again, leaving the fence sticking out. I've die cut Grand Madison arched window twice, and now I'm folding the platform along the debossed line. I'll have to trim the window to turn it into a garden arch. If you're interested in the supplies I'm using, they are all listed on my blog. The link is in the description below the video. I'm positioning the arch where it should be and tracing it on the inside. Then I'm cutting out the area between the lines. I'm using my needle applicator bottle with matte medium inside to stick down leftover planks, thus changing the architecture of an arch a little bit. And now I'm going to adhere the arch to a fence. For this project I am only using the liquid glue. It allows to apply tiny dots of adhesive and also move and adjust the pieces before the glue dries. I will stick another piece at the back to reinforce my little construction. Next I'm folding the gates along the debossed lines. It's very easy to do. And then I'll apply adhesive to the flaps and attach them to a fence. The card base is now ready for attaching any elements to it. I've die cut Verona Flourish several times, and I'm going to color it with distress inks. The colors are dried marigold, tea dye, shabby shutters, and scattered straw. Then I'm spritzing them slightly with clean water. Now I'm applying water all over the die cut with a water brush, and then I'm just dabbing different colors from the palette onto the die cut with my finger. This will give me a blotchy look, and some areas will still remain white. I did it to all the leafy die cuts, and now I'm going to attach them to the fence, as well as around the arch. If you feel that you have to trim some of the die cuts, just go ahead and do it. This die is called Old Porch Chair. I'm going to color it with brushed corduroy distress ink, the same way I did with the leaves, and then I will let the ink dry. Because the chair will be standing upright, I have to trim the front legs, otherwise it will look as if it's floating in the air. I'm using Vintage Photo Distress ink and a detailer water brush by Ranger to add shading to a chair. Water brush makes it really easy to create gradients of color, because the color fades naturally as you move the brush. If you want to deepen the shadows, you can always add a second layer of dark ink. I will double up the chair die cut to reinforce it. Another great way to add soft shading is by using Ranger craft nibs. You are just picking up the ink from the pad and rubbing it into the cardstock. Now it's time to attach a cat to a chair, and then it will go to a card base. I have embossed the tree border to be able to cut out a couple of tree backgrounds. Then I'm going to combine the tree outlines with the backgrounds. I will also need some fall leaves to scatter on the ground, as well as the couple of cans. I'm going to color all these elements the same way I did with the leaves before. Now I can assemble the trees, and after that I will be planting those trees in the pots. The potted trees are ready to be placed on a card base. I have applied some glue only to the paws of the walking cat, and it's quite enough to secure it on a fence. And of course, one more cat won't hurt. Then I'm attaching some fall leaves right onto the pavement. The card is now finished. You might wonder why I am calling it a card while it's a 3D piece, but because I have only attached the die cuts to the fence, I can now fold it like this. And it will fit perfectly into a standard A2 envelope. And when you pull it out, it just pops. So it is a card. And now the close-ups of the finished project. Here are some more fall garden projects that you might like. Hope you enjoyed watching. Take care and happy crafting!